So I just want to let you guys know that today at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be going live, just to cover a couple of crazy situations that are going on. I mean, in life, I go through enough cray cray, but it's just crazy what I hear and see on the internet. It's one thing to do things behind closed doors and you keep it behind closed doors, but these people are literally getting up here on social media platforms with these crazy stories. I just wanted to briefly touch on some of what Jaguar Wright's saying that's crazy, and also just recap some stuff that's going on with Nature Boy, because I really feel like um I don't know if it's a thing when Nature Boy is striking back because he feels he has the power because the DA gave him a deal, or attempted to try to give him a deal, or that he has nothing to lose at this point because he's probably going to serve time because they're looking at him like you're trying to plead your case as innocent, but you're not looking like an innocent man trying to smuggle drugs into a prison. So I'm gonna briefly talk about that today, but at 6 p.m. I'm gonna really get into it. But I wanted to talk about Velvet because she got on here talking about her new job, talking about how she's still going to be in the community and be of service to help people. It's the most sickest, deranged, have so much fake self esteem about themselves. They know they ain't got nothing going on with themselves. Trust me. I see it all the time in my real life. That give the most advice that they need to take. I really wanted to say when I heard this video, Velvet, please sit down. I mean, there's a list of people I could tell this to, but it's just sad when people get up here on these social media sites and they just make a fool of themselves. I would respect it better if you was behind closed doors and you try to act like your life was so in order and you're trying to give advice to somebody else that's all messed up in the game when you're just as messed up as me. But she's getting on social media platforms and she's trying to act like she's someone to go to if you're having issues in your life because of what she's been through, but she's never went anywhere to get any healing. So I don't understand how she could be a service to anybody. I could see her being a disservice, but not a service to anybody. But word on the street, getting into Jaguar, I haven't really been talking about her lately. Um, she's basically trying to summons for her mother to come back. So she's saying, grand delusional things allegedly, that her mother's missing because when she talked to her son said he didn't know where her mother was at. But I think that the son was um, told not to tell where the grandmother was at because then Jaguar Wright would go looking for her, take her out the facility, and then she would be trying to get control over the money and her mother again. And her mother right now needs a rest. She's been through a lot of mental abuse. I'm not going to say no physical, but I know she's been through a lot of mental trauma through what she had to see her sick daughter go through. It's really rough when you have to come to terms that you got a child that got issues. I mean, and parents are, uh, parents. A lot of times, parents are in denial about their kids, and I think that the mother did, in fact, help Jaguar Wright get to where she got to, where she ended up in psych wards, in prison, out of control on these social media sites. Because even though she's an adult, these people are still your children, and when they're right, they're right. When they're wrong, you need to let them know that they're wrong. And I feel like there's a lot of parents in the world that have adult children that they know they're out here not doing right by people or themselves, and they just don't want to deal with the backlash of letting them know that they see it and that they need to change. And I think that Jaguar Wright's mother's better off where she's at, and wherever Jaguar Wright's at, she needs to stay there as well and get herself together and heal. I think that Jaguar Wright is another one who came across Natureboy. She made it seem like to the public she was trying to take him down, but I really think that she was impressed by the control that he had on social media, how big he was in the algorithm, and she wanted to be the next sensation like Natureboy, not knowing that you ended up doing exactly what Natureboy did, and you went to jail and everything else. So nothing really came out of it. Um, she's going around blaming people that they owe her money. What is it? Life Street Productions. She was friends with them. Now she's saying that they owe her money. She was unappreciative that they had Goomba on their show. You know, a lot of things that we already knew was going to backfire. These people can never just leave on, listen, it didn't work out, so we just went our separate ways. They have to play the blame game, the expose game, and all of this foolishness. And, it's the same thing going on with Natureboy. He's doing the blame game, um, and all of this foolishness because I really feel like when he picked up that new charge, even though he has a bond for 15,000, even if he was to even get out on the first serious charges that he has, he's still looking at time for even committing what he did by trying to smuggle drugs inside of the prison. And I feel like he has this attitude like he has nothing to lose. So now it's time to play like I'm a victim. Like somebody did something to me. Like you didn't play a part in it, or you didn't start or trigger all of this to begin with. It's like I just don't understand how some people are so in denial about things that go on in their life, and they're easily able to blame you, and they never do anything wrong, and they have a very short memory of what part or role that they played in it, because deep in their heart they really don't think that they are the blame of anything that happens, good or bad. And right now I wish the best for both of them, because especially Jaguar Wright, I really see her heading back down the same path of self-destruction, going back to jail or psych ward. And I also see Natureboy heading down the wrong path, because he should have never got onto social media trying to character assassinate anyone. He's been saying himself he's been character assassinated, and that's why he's sitting in prison now. Because if the courts really wanted to be nasty, they could use this against him and make it even harder for him to get out of jail. So I don't think that he understands that sometimes his mouth is a weapon, and some of the actions of what he says and does can be used against him. And I really think that he's also not understanding, by also involving his wives in all of these activities that he's been doing lately, they can ultimately go to jail behind all of this that he's doing now too.